Fox Factory Vehicles delivers the thrill. Their turnkey, hassle-free custom trucks and SUVs are built to dominate any terrain, all while retaining their factory warranty. Do you want more power? Go supercharged. Build and price your dream ride today at foxfactoryvehicles.com. Fox Factory Vehicles, where performance meets precision. Herm Schrader on the Dirty Mo Media platform, and we are not in the middle of America. Kenny Schrader, where are you now?
Butte, Montana, Walmart parking lot. What a surprise!
Hey,
I like when you say supercharged.
Yeah, me too.
Yeah,
because they are 2,500 Cummins in that Dodge that I had, that Black Widow, and buddy, I'd get ready to come up my hill here, and I just take those paddle shifters, ding, ding, brrr, up my hill. Okay, I am really intrigued by what Kenny Schrader has going on, Charlie. Ann Schrader is in that toter home. Jeff LeBob is in the toter home.
Just Kenny, the three of us.
Oh, that's a song. Just the three of us.
Well, we got three of us in this one, and then Scott Hansen and Joe Miller in the one that hauls the 5 cars.
Let's start Herm Schrader just like that. You told us where you're at, but your sponsor is so awesome. I know that is Rusty Bishop with you? Who's with you out there from Federated? JR. That's right. Sorry. Rusty's the dad. Tell me everything you got going on out there. I think you're mixing everything together.
Well, we ran Tuesday at Cedar Lake, Wisconsin. Did a play day where they bring out like 20, 24 customers from Federated, and we let them drive, and then I give them a ride in the 2-seater. I'm trying to say, okay, we went to Buffalo River in Minnesota Thursday. We raced at Montana, Big Sky Raceway, Friday and Saturday. We did a play day there yesterday. Doing this show this morning. And then traveling to State Line Speedway right on the Washington-Idaho border to do one Tuesday. And then we do one at Monroe, Washington Wednesday, and Grays Harbor Thursday.
My gosh. I mean, it seems to me like it's a lot of fun. Is it fun when you, as you would say, when you push off on these journeys?
Yeah.
You got to gather Scotty Hansen, you get LeBob, you get a lot of help. Is it fun?
Yeah. It's fun. We have a real good time. The neatest thing is when the people get out of the cars. We had a drag racer yesterday that didn't even want to come there. His boss says, no, you got to go. You'll enjoy it. And he told us, I told him, there's nothing about going around that little dirt track that's going to excite me. He was about as pumped up a person as we've ever had. You know, it's like same thing with our buddy at home, Larry Jeffers.
Yeah.
You know, he stays away from Peevely because he likes it, you know. And he says he's already got enough addiction with drag racing. He doesn't need to get caught up in dirt racing also.
Okay, one phrase that you taught me. Now, I got a little surprise here for you. You already know all about it, but we're going to show everybody on the Herm Schrader YouTube show. You always say when somebody barely wrecks a car, you said, oh, they're just hickied up. So Scott Hansen.
Yeah.
Scott Hansen shows this. Tell me about the left rear on the car. It got hickied up, just a little sheet metal. How does this happen?
Well, the young gentleman that was driving it ran out of traction, and talent all at the same time.
So for everybody that's on, so everybody on Dirty Mo Media, the left rear of one of Kenny's cars, just a little sheet metal.
We got it fixed.
Oh yeah.
No
I
problem.
think it's a highlight. In some of these people that are in your school cars, as you would say, some of them have never even drove a race car.
Right. That's the ones we want. We don't want ones that have, that currently race or raced 10 years ago or whatever. We like the ones that haven't run anything because they run slow.
Yeah, and the ones that want to prove to you they're race car drivers, those are the ones that wreck, right?
Yeah, we had one last year. He knocked the whole front stub off it, and
Holy moly!
he got out. And when he got in to go for a ride, I said, "What happened over there?" He said, "I guess I was going too fast." And I said, "For your talent, yes, you were. You know,
Mm,
so it's fun. They have
yeah.
they have a good time. We don't bend them up that often."
Well, okay. Same subject, different story. You won an exciting race. Scotty Hansen put a little 10-second video. You were high. What was it? Where'd you win at? Big Sky?
Big Sky. We won Friday night, and we run second Saturday night, but we should have run third. They had a yellow with 2 to go. We Hail Married the top, got the lead, and I wasn't good. I knew I couldn't rotate good. I should have slid myself on the last turn,
Oh
and
yeah.
he slid me, and I didn't get turned underneath him. He did a
Yeah.
good job. I mean, it was a lot of fun. Uh, we were three wide when we took the white flag. It was good.
Did you get any bonus money for that 3-wide finish? The promoter come up and
I didn't finish three wide. I finished behind him.
yeah, well, good run. All right, everybody. So now we know what Kenny Schrader's done, what he's up to. Man, I'll tell you what, it's like a conveyor belt of rain for me. What did I do? Everything I wanted to do got rained out. Just rain galore in St. Louis. They did get some racing in up at Fairbury, Illinois, up towards Chicago. And I wasn't going to go all the way up there. That was just, we're hoping to get some racing in this weekend, but we got rain coming in Wednesday. Does not look good for Quincy. Every weather model that I looked at, even, the weather on the news, like national news. So I don't, but it does look good for Peevely. It does look good for Peevely. So I think I'll just sit right here. We had a lot of fun, though, on Father's Day. We had a guy come up here. His name is Audrey DeSell. I met Audrey. He's got 1.1 million followers on Instagram, and his nickname is the Cajun Cook. He came up here with his wife and his pet possum, a pet possum. The kids got a big kick out of it. We had like 35 people here. And we had a great Father's Day. He made a shrimp boil for us, Kenny. You would have loved it. Yeah, it was a lot of fun, and we cleaned up till late in the night. And I'm dragging a little bit today, but it was a good time. And so, yeah. Well, all right. I always enjoy this part of the show where we say what we've been up to, and I wish I had more to say, but no racing for me this weekend. All right. Kenny, I know you've been busy. Charlie, I know you went home to Ohio. I saw the picture of you and all your buddies. I got to include you just because I know you did something. Tell me about Ohio for you, Charlie.
It was my 25th high school reunion, so it was a good time. Met up with a bunch of my buddies Friday night that didn't actually go to the reunion. They didn't want to go. And then the reunion Saturday night was actually at the Toledo Mud Hens baseball game, which is our minor league team, the AAA team of the Detroit Tigers. So it was a good time. Yeah.
Yeah. Mud Hens. I like that name.
Yeah.
Mud Hens. The hens are mud. Mud Hens.
And the Mud Hens became famous from Klinger on MASH. Jamie Farr, who's from Toledo, would always wear Mud Hens gear on MASH. So that's how it got real popular.
I'll be darned. And as Paul Harvey would say, and that's the rest of the story. All right, Kenny Schrader, you've done a lot. You've raced you've raced in Australia. We're going to talk about Mexico. I'm going to set both of you up. Okay. And let's go for the jugular right away. And then we're going to talk about the racing afterwards. So NASCAR goes to Mexico. Okay. And Ben Kennedy last night, Ben Kennedy obviously owns NASCAR with Uncle Jim and Mama Les. So here's what Ben Kennedy said. I'm going to give you guys a couple statements, and we'll start like this. So here was Ben Kennedy's comments. Today wasn't just a race. It was a historic moment for our sport. The logistical planning wasn't perfect. We learned a lot of things. One of the coolest parts about this weekend is seeing the reaction from the fans. The energy and the passion of the fans here is unmatched. Now, I want to say something. In Mexico, they blow the horns, they beat the drums because soccer is a big thing. And that's what they do in soccer. So they are loud in Mexico. All right. And he ends like this. 90% of the fans here today were from Mexico country. 44% were from Mexico City. We are very hopeful to be back here in the future. Okay, now, I want to end like this. This is what he said at the very end. I would say for us, this is more of a strategic move as a sport to expand our footprint globally and internationally and to a new mass fan base. Ben Kennedy said, just being in a country where 90 million people and over 20 million in Mexico City metro alone, not in and of itself, it was a success. Now, Kenny, now that we understand what NASCAR is going for, I just read it all out to you. Talk to me.
Well, all right, I'm old. I'm not in I'm not in the planning for the future of NASCAR. Okay, we think a greater St. Louis area is like 2 million people, and they say, they said Mexico City's 20 million. So that's a lot of people. We got things going better in our. I'm putting my glasses on so I can see you.
Yeah,
we got things going better in our, in our races here in the States. Most all of them, and that's a good thing. I think it was neat that they did it. It is Mexico. They drove there. They drove the haulers there. I mean, it was a pain, but going to Sonoma is a pain too. When the teams are in Charlotte. So I think it's kind of neat. I could be old school and say, why in the hell are we even thinking about it? But hey, I think Mexico and Canada are fine. When we're flying cars or shipping cars, I don't know about that. But Mexico and Canada, let's go.
We got a lot to talk about here, but Charlie, I want to ask you something. So all of a sudden, Bob Pockrass, and I start learning a lot. Bob Pockrass says NASCAR and OCESA they do not have a deal done for the Cup return next year. So what is OCESA? So we're assuming NASCAR just doesn't talk to, Mexico. What is OCESA? Because that's who NASCAR is talking to.
So it is a Mexican concert promoter founded in 1990. The company organizes concerts, music festivals, and other live events. The largest music promoter in Mexico. And so when I was reading that, I was thinking it sounds like Live Nation, which is the United States company that runs a lot of the live events and concerts.
Well, it's got to be just like International Speedways or Speedway Motorsports or Track Enterprises with Bob Sargent. It's the promoting group.
Yeah, and I thought that was important to bring up because sometimes the fans and all of us can be thinking like in the air. NASCAR in Mexico, it's like, Mexico. I don't think NASCAR's dealing with the country. And there you go, everybody. They're dealing with the damn concert promoter. We're dumbing it down here for all of us. Now we know about OCESA. Okay, let's go from the fans' standpoint here. You got 75% of the fans that love everything NASCAR is doing, and you got the 25%. Like, why did they leave the road course, above Milwaukee? What's that? I got brain fade, Kenny. What's the big road?
Yeah, Road America.
Yeah. The fans are like, NASCAR should have come back to Road America. It was packed. NASCAR should come back to Richmond. Now, I got an argument for Richmond. Richmond, I don't know what happened to Richmond, but it's one of my favorite tracks. Richmond died. I mean, it died. It just did. But, when you say NASCAR, why did they leave Road America? And it did look good. But I guess to start this larger footprint, that's what NASCAR's looking for, Kenny. I guess when they explain themselves to us, we got to listen to what they're saying. And they just want to expand NASCAR globally. And I guess that's what this is all about.
It's got to be. That's the only reason you switch countries. But I don't know. I mean, like I say, Mexico and Canada, I can halfway understand. Richmond Federated was a sponsor at Richmond for years.
Yeah.
And Richmond went from being Saturday night under the lights in the chase or the cutoff race to Sunday afternoon. And it just, and when you say Richmond died, the sport shrank there for a while, and it's rebuilding right now. Nothing to say Richmond wouldn't either.
Yeah, man, I tell you, I love Richmond. My God, I hope it comes back bigger and better than ever. So everybody over there in Richmond, Virginia, know that we love you, and we hope NASCAR gets back there in a bigger and better way. Okay, want to talk about travel. The reason Ben Kennedy mentioned travel was a little tough, and it wasn't NASCAR. Now, I'm not defending NASCAR. I'm not defending them. However, they had to move practice, okay? Mexico had to delay practice from Friday to Saturday morning because the planes had issues. The planes, talk about bad timing. The teams are sitting there ready to go. They're on the airplanes, and they say, okay, everybody get off the airplanes, go back home. We got something wrong with our airplanes. Damn. And you want to blame it all on NASCAR going to Mexico, but what a bad deal, Kenny.
That's but the good thing is they were on the ground when they had the problem.
Man, I'll tell you what. I feel so bad for those people. We just had a major plane crash over there in India, and they're thinking now. This is something worthy putting in Herm Schrader. I just saw a professional take from a pilot that, you got the pilot, you got the co-pilot, and he's like, I guess the bringing the wheels up and putting the flaps down or up are close. They feel like maybe the pilot, the co-pilot, instead of bringing the wheels up, that he, put the flaps up and the plane didn't have any lift. So we'll pay attention to that horrible story. But yeah, you're right, Kenny. Better safe than sorry. Everybody got to Mexico safe.
Well, Pilot Earl always said, it's a whole lot better to be down here wishing you were up there than up there wishing you were down there.
Yeah, boy, no kidding. So just want to bring a little bit of news. I know some people listen to Herm Schrader, what's up. And so they got delayed there because something wrong with the airplanes. And that could be the same thing, going to Phoenix or
Yeah,
Sears.
the only difference is all the teams don't go together.
Yeah.
So we wouldn't have that problem. A team might have that problem, but
Yeah, you're right. You're right.
The garage area wouldn't have that problem.
Right. Okay. We've got to talk about something that looks bad for the people in America. And and I'm used to it because I go to Mexico a lot. So let me set you guys up. Here in America, the police, their guns are in their holsters. Their guns are on their sides. Okay. Now you guys know where I'm going, but I got to paint the picture for everybody listening to Herm Schrader. So the tractor trailers get into Mexico, and you got these Jeeps and all the police in Mexico, even in Cabo, even in Cancun. When you get off the cruise ships or you're in Mexico City or Cabo, it just doesn't matter. The police in Mexico, they carry AK-47s. So the fans were caught off guard because the Mexican police were giving an escort. They thought it was bravado. They thought it was cool. The American fans are like, oh my God, we don't need to be in Mexico. They're getting a damn AK-47 police escort.
A lot of people in Dittmer, Missouri carry guns too, Jenny.
In the country.
Yeah.
That illusion looked rough, but I'm in downtown Cabo and we're drinking a margarita at Sammy Hagar's Cabo Wobble. I had pictures, and you're like, oh my. And the police walk by with AK-47s. That's just, they're hardcore. It does look rough. I'll admit it.
Yeah. I stay at home.
Yep. Okay, just Charlie, and I'm not really looking for much of a comment here out of you. I just want to see if you got anything to say about it. I admit it looks rough. That's their police escort. What do you think, Charlie?
It's not a great optic. It's just different in a different country, right? It's just, if you're down in Mexico, you're used to that. We're here in the United States. We're used to something different.
Yeah. Okay. It's time to talk about the race, everybody. We've given you what you wanted. We've talked about why we're in Mexico. The look. Now it's time to go racing. And let's start out with something. This was magic. This was too good to be true. Daniel Suarez decides to run the Xfinity series. He's driving for Dale Jr., Junior Motorsports. He destroys the first car in practice the day before.
Oh, I didn't know that.
Oh, buries it. Like, holy moly. Brings the backup car out. It's just all black. They decal it the best they can. Now, imagine the pressure Daniel Suarez has got. They are banging the drums for this guy. I don't even know if he can sleep. He comes from dead last, passes the whole field, Connor Zillich, everybody, and wins the Xfinity race. What do you think, Kenny?
Well, it's a storybook. It's storybook, which means that everybody will say it was scripted.
Right.
But we were down there like a lot of years, and we never really got in a lot of trouble down there, and had some good friends there. And we never got the call, where it's your day today.
Yeah,
so
right.
And that's pretty hard to get the call and then orchestrate all them other guys. So it was just cool.
I'll say this, everybody. Here's my opinion about Daniel Suarez winning the race. Coming from last to the lead was big. He did that in pure talent, and no doubt Junior Motorsports got some good race cars. However, I'll give this to you. At the end of the race, they were on his bumper. I would not have want to have spun Daniel Suarez out.
Well, not have been good. No.
Not too good. Not
Too
good.
good.
So that was epic. And when Daniel wrecked in practice, I thought, yeah, he's full of piss and vinegar. He's in front of his home crowd. I can see that. But boy, to recover like that, and and one thing that amazes me about Daniel Suarez is his wife. His wife, the dad is Nelson Piquet, right? I mean, you talk about a racing family.
Yeah,
that's pretty big. To have your dad be Nelson Piquet and the daughter marries Daniel Suarez. But okay, congratulations, Daniel Suarez. We all de-bullshit it. He earned it, and we all agree that. You hanging in there, Kenny?
Yeah, no, I didn't get to, like I say, because we're racing. I didn't get to see a lot of the races. I saw some highlights, but the course, it looked like. I mean, some of these courses that we've went to lately for the road racing, to me, like the Brickyard and like Chicago, it just looked like there's so much wider and so much better road racing than some of the little narrow places that we still go to, but than some of them other places. Am I seeing that right?
Yeah, and I'll go with you 110%. And here's why: because Formula One runs there, and they run that exact course. They go through the stadium. See, you don't have to go through the stadium. That's kind of the showcase, because the stadium's like the soccer field and whatever they do there. But when I ran there, we went around the stadium. We didn't go through it. So they put all the fans in the stadium just to watch the cars come through that real tight area. And Formula One runs there to this day. So they got to be up to snuff, because the way Formula One is, they got to have things right. Okay, let's move on forward here. They race in the rain. I mean, they had it all thrown at them.
I saw them sliding and wrecking.
Man, did you see Kyle Busch? That straightaway looked like it's, I'm not going to act like I haven't. I've raced there, right? But that straightaway is like Pocono straightaway. It's like, when's the corner going to come up? And then it's asshole and elbows. Kyle Busch broke a brake rotor, I think. And he came in like he was at a bowling alley. Poor Kyle Larson didn't know what hit him. Kyle's just trying to make the corner, and everybody else, Zane Smith, I think. Kenny, what is it like? You've had to experience that. Running 200 mile an hour and your car won't stop.
I experienced it one time at Pocono, going down in turn one, and brakes went out. And first thing I thought, because, this was Sunday, obviously, but I was thinking, damn, I watched qualifying in the truck Friday, before I went out. We're running 200 mile an hour right here. I got no damn brakes. But it's not a good feeling. But that was just wall to hit. You didn't have other stuff you could bounce off of.
Yeah, it was. So they run in the rain, they get going, and quickly. It's very rare, Kenny. It's very rare, but we have had races where in our life, maybe it's one or two times. I've had one at Nashville. I'm leading the race. I lapped everybody up to third, and they're saying, slow down. And I'm like, I'm going slow. And this was SVG, Shane Van Gisbergen. Kenny, he wins the damn race. But Charlie, what was it? 17-second win?
Yeah, something like that. Let me find it.
They begged him. They kept saying, slow down. But his technique allows him. It's just so easy on him.
How many races has he won now?
2. He won the Chicago Street Course race 2 years ago.
I know that was his first race, but you sure he hasn't won another one?
In Xfinity, he has.
Okay, in Xfinity.
16.567 seconds. And that's the largest gap between a winner and a second place in a cup race in nearly 16 years.
Yeah, with 6 to go, they're begging him. And he's like, quit talking to me. I'm just going. I'm not even. But boy, Kenny, do you remember a race where you had that going on for you one time out of your life?
Now, I remember they were yelling at me to go faster. Yeah. No, I mean, you get those every now and then, but never had it in a cup car.
Yeah.
SVG has 3 Xfinity wins.
Yeah. Well, I want to go to Doug Rice. Doug Rice with PRN Radio, the Performance Racing Network. Doug Rice put something on social media that I thought was really good. Doug Rice said, I did not expect to see a New Zealander win a NASCAR race in Mexico City, Mexico. That's pretty profound, right, Kenny?
Yeah, that's different. That's different, but our world's different. Like Justin Marks and that, they bring Shane over originally for like a one race deal, I think it was, or whatever, when he won Chicago. Then they start running him full time. When you got someone with that much road racing talent, you can teach him the other stuff. You can teach him the ovals. Yeah. Because you got 6 or 8 chances a year right off the bat, where you got 6 or 8 really good chances.
Kenny, I wonder if Trackside knew something that we don't know, because, Justin Marks is your friend. And 2 years ago, Justin's like, we want to go international. I mean, they were talking about this, and they started hiring these drivers, different type drivers. Do you think they knew something?
Well, Shane, the first race, Shane comes over and wins. Yeah. The inaugural Chicago race. Now, if you got, what do we got? 8 road courses, is it? Is it 8 or 6?
Charlie, I mean, we've got Sears Point. Yeah, we'll go ahead. It's a lot.
But anyway, you got 6 or 8 races. You can bring somebody in where you know what your chances are in those races. You're not just decent. You're extraordinarily good, and you can work with him on them ovals, because he's obviously figuring those out too. But if you can stack the deck for those races, makes sense to bring him on.
I asked this question because you match up what Ben Kennedy's saying. Ben Kennedy's saying we want to make a global footprint. And then Trackside is like, we're going to hire all these drivers from other countries. And I just see that the stars are aligning a little bit for Trackhouse. I think I said Trackside. Trackhouse, Justin Marks and the boys. So, yeah, they got it going on.
This global footprint, yeah. I mean, it's great and stuff, but I don't think we really got to worry about it for years.
Yeah, I agree.
To really be global.
Yeah.
A lot of global.
And it's kind of like people complaining about Prime. I'm like, hang in there. There's only one more race left. So if you go global, it's one weekend. If you're on Prime, there's one race left. So you're right, Kenny. Going global doesn't mean the whole series is leaving. It's one race, so we can handle that.
Well, none of us will be alive when they're running a different country every 2 weeks.
You're right. Okay. Switching subjects. Here we go again. Carson Hocevar wipes Ricky Stenhouse out again.
Yeah, there's going to be a couple wrecks in his future. There's just no way around it.
I don't care how close Ricky Stenhouse is to Jeff Dickerson at Spire. That's Ricky Stenhouse said, okay, I'm not going to retaliate against Carson because my best friend in life is Jeff Dickerson at Spire, who owns Carson Hocevar's car. I think he's going to wreck his ass now. What do you think?
Yeah, I would say we've just been around too long, so know what happens there. There's a DNF in his future.
Charlie, you got to answer this. So, it's kind of like life right now. There's cameras everywhere. There's mics everywhere. Ricky Stenhouse gets out, Kenny, of his race car, and he beats Carson Hocevar, and he goes, Carson, when we get back to the United States, I'm going to kick your ass. Well, why couldn't he have done it right there, Charlie?
Could that be an international incident? You get in a fight, and all of a sudden you got the Mexican policia investigating. No, yeah, he said I'm going to beat your ass. So that makes me wonder: is he gonna physically beat his ass, or is he going to beat his car's ass? Right. So that's what's I think is going to be interesting.
Oh, I think everything's going to get beat up sooner or later. Him, the car, everything.
It's a hell of a show. If I'm the promoter, where are they going? I think they're going to Pocono.
Yep.
I think if I'm the promoter of Pocono, I'm like, come watch Ricky Stenhouse and Carson Hocevar. Ooh.
In the old days, Humpy would have them over at the track with boxing gloves, at least posing,
I'll tell you what.
It's the truth.
Was that Darrell Waltrip and maybe Kale they did do that.
Yeah, I don't remember who it was.
Okay, everybody, respond right here. Do you want to see Carson Hocevar and Ricky Stenhouse pose for the new Flyers for the next race? It could happen. Kenny, great reminder. How would Humpy do that? How would he get those guys that were really pissed at each other? He was a mediator, wasn't he?
Oh, yeah. Yeah, he'd make it happen.
He really would. Wow. Well, I'm going to tell you, it's like Carson says. Carson had another excuse. He goes, I got in hot. I got in the gravel.
Got in hot, lapped down. And I'm a Carson fan. I'm a Ricky fan too. But he got in hot behind the guy that you've already really aggravated him, and you're lapped down. You just got to be a little more careful than to get in hot behind that guy.
Let's put this in a numbers perspective. I know that you and your buddy Tom Hannock love numbers. Charlie, it's going to be kind of hard here, but okay, Carson wrecks Ricky while Ricky's running real competitive at the last race. And killed him in points. We're talking lots of points. Now Carson kills him in the points here too. And Ricky had a good little stretch going. Ricky has run very competitive. I guarantee you the amount of points. Carson Hocevar has basically just wiped Stenhouse's points out. So Ricky Stenhouse has every right to be really pissed.
He is.
So Stenhouse is 21st in points. Right now he dropped 4 spots. I think before he got wrecked by Carson the first time, wasn't he in the top 16? Wasn't he about 15th, 14th? Yeah, something like that.
He was like 12th.
Okay.
So, yeah, now he's almost, where's he at right now?
21.
Oh, yes.
Well,
so, whoa.
Whenever you say when he got wrecked the first time, when you say the first time, there's a problem.
So Carson Hocevar single-handedly has taken Ricky Stenhouse from, let's say, we're going to be wrong one spot or so. Let's say taking him for 12th. Carson Hocevar has taken Stenhouse from 12th to 14th, clear down to 21st, single-handedly. That's a tough pill to swallow.
And here's the beauty again. The beauty again is they'll be right next to each other in the garage because Hocevar is 20th.
Well, yeah, but they don't park in the garage like that anymore.
I thought they did a couple weeks ago.
They did.
They park by teams. Isn't it?
Okay.
By teams, the highest person in your points, like whoever's leading points, that team parks first. Something like that. I know it is.
So here, this is a good conversation. Let's talk about this. So here's what NASCAR has done now. Let's say Hendrick, they got 4 tractor trailers. The team said, look, we want to communicate with each other. So they parked the 4 tractor trailers next to each other. You're right, Kenny. They park by teams so they can hook their Wi-Fi and their telemetry up because their tractor trailers communicate with each other. There is a situation there because of that. And technology has got the teams parking with each other. But you're right, Charlie. You're right. They showed the picture of it.
Yeah. Well, and the teams could be together in points. The highest one on each team could be together in points.
Oh yeah, you're right. You're right. Okay, man, oh man, that's going to be big. Everybody, we all going to keep an eye on it. All right, we're coming down to the end here, everybody.
Hey, one question. If you're playing hide and seek and you get hurt, where do they got to take you?
To the hospital. Hide and seek.
Is this a joke?
Oh, yeah.
To the ICU. Okay, go ahead.
Oh, God, that was good.
That'll be our best one.
See, what I love about you, Kenny, is clearly your friends come up to you and go, I got a joke for you. And that's one of the best of the year right there.
Yeah,
that's top five.
That's the best.
That
okay,
was
where
really
were we
good.
going?
We were going to, after the race, when you go internationally, when you go to Formula One, they all do a podium. I really listen, you have a guy that finishes first, you have a guy that finished second and third. They did a podium. I didn't see anybody complain really. And I know in America, there's only one winner. I thought the podium looked good. Kenny, do you believe in a podium or not?
I don't care. You know, I like what they're doing with the winner stopping on the straightaway.
Yeah.
I'm not a fan of the burnouts, but I like the winner stopper on the straightaway and that interview right there, get him right out of the car. Podium's neat, but it doesn't make any difference. While he's doing a burnout, it's pretty nice that they can be interviewing second and third too down our pit road before he gets to whatever.
Kenny, I mean, you and I are dirt racers, and I love Dirt Vision. I love Flow, and they make a big deal. They interview those top 3 drivers in dirt racing.
Yeah, and they stop them all in the straightaway. So, I mean, that's kind of like a podium.
Yeah, I mean, they may not stand them all next to each other, but all right, everybody, I think we're okay with the podium. I remember a time, Kenny, that nobody liked them running out to the front straightaway and interviewing the driver, and you're saying that's worked out for you. You like it.
I wasn't a fan at first. I wasn't a fan of a lot of stuff at first because you just don't like change. But I like them getting interviewed right when they get out of that car. They get out of that car, they run up there to get the flag to come back, and it's not like they've had a lot of time to think things out. I mean, you catch it from the heart right there.
Yeah. This is a good time before we get to jokes and what we're going to do next week to talk about our friends at Fox Factory Vehicles. Welcome to the Fast Lane with Fox Factory Vehicles, delivering the thrill for drivers who demand the best. Our fully custom turnkey, hassle-free trucks and SUVs are built to dominate any terrain and retain their full factory warranty. Whether you're headed to the track or the trail, these rides are ready. No delays. And I tell you all the time how much I love these trucks. And I just like it that when I got my Black Widow, I like that tow hitch. You don't got to support it. You don't got to take it to a fabrication shop. When you get I had a Black Widow and I hooked my truck and trailer up right away. And I mean, it didn't tweak it. That baby is strong. So if you want to feel the rush, kicking into overdrive with our optional supercharged models and unleash the power, you're in the driver's seat. Head to foxfactoryvehicles.com to build and price your dream ride today. Available through partnering dealerships nationwide. Fox Factory Vehicles brings the precision and performance you've been dreaming of. Visit foxfactoryvehicles.com today and take the wheel. Woo!
I got to be a smartass.
Yeah, go ahead.
I know. I mean, I was around that truck. It's an awesome truck, and it'll tow anything.
It's a beast.
But when you talk about you hooking onto your trailer, you got a little puppy trailer. You remember you right sized.
I do,
So it's
and
no
it's
big
aluminum.
deal hooking onto your trailer. Now it'll
Yeah.
hook onto a big damn trailer, but
Yeah.
you right sized.
Yeah, I do have a and there's a story with that trailer. Actually, I stole that 28-foot Featherlight from Rusty.
A
I told him
24, 24, isn't it?
It's
It's
just right.
24.
Yeah,
and you
24.
did not steal it from Rusty. You borrowed it and you're maintaining it.
Yeah, I tell Rusty, I said, brother, I got one of your trailers. I had Tom Polanski. I've told this story before. I said, Polanski, send me that title. I said, Rusty, if you ever, yeah, he did.
Yeah.
Rusty knows it. I keep it in top-notch shape. So, okay. Let's do dirt racing, and then we'll go to jokes. I mean, the Hell Tour is where I'm at right now. We have the Summer Nationals rolling right now. And we got to talk about it, Kenny. Billy Moyer, 67 years old, while you were traveling, he went to Brownstown, Illinois. And I mean, it was like, holy moly, what kind of pill did he take? He looked good physically. I said, Billy, you look good in the driver's meeting. Did you see any of the race?
Yeah, I did. I watched him and Harrison battling some. So I think that was 101 Hell Tour wins for him. Tied Shannon back, or took the lead back. I think he took the lead back, maybe, him and Shannon Babb. But yeah, Billy's always, Billy's going to be good till he decides he doesn't want to race anymore.
Yeah, he's your, you and him. By the way, I got to tell you this. I'm in the driver's meeting at Brownstown, Illinois, and Shannon Babb, everybody's considering Shannon now. Everybody loves Shannon Babb, including us. But, it's kind of like, Shannon's getting older now is what they're saying, They're saying this. Shannon Babb looks at me and he goes, hey, old man. And I looked at Shannon Babb. I said, hold on. How old are you? And I'm expecting Shannon to say like 58.
Oh, no.
He's only 52 years old.
Yeah.
When me and you was 52, we was just getting going. Bab's going to keep winning, Kenny.
Yeah, they both are. They're going to, as long as they're playing. I think so. The Summer Nationals was rocking. Lucas Oil got rained out over the weekend.
Oh, did they?
Yeah, Lucas Oil got canceled, and I'm not sure about Knoxville Friday with the World Outlaws. Corey Day, whooped up on them Saturday. If you watch the first lap of the Saturday race, do the highlights. Oh, there wasn't much room when he rolled the top. It was tight.
That Corey Day. He's driving for Hendrick now, but boy, he goes back to those sprint cars. Did he win $55,000, Corey Day, or not?
No, that was Buddy Kofoid a couple weeks ago at Eagle, or last week at Eagle Raceway.
Okay, yeah. Corey Day reminds him. He goes back and just kind of like Stuart Friesen does the center steers.
Yeah.
Stuart goes back and goes, just a reminder, boys.
Yeah.
Okay, Kenny, I got the schedule here for the Summer Nationals. Kankakee, the high side hustler. Fager wins Kankakee. Just won it. Nothing wild. Peoria Speedway. Squirrel. He had it won. Had a damn flat tire. Who won Peoria? I forgot. Hard to remember everything. Granite City got rained out. My God, that is a story right there.
Yeah, they're having trouble with weather.
2 races this year. Unbelievable. Fairbury was redemption. Squirrel Shirley won on the high side. Him and Fager go at it again. And then Sunday night, they finished week 1. Fager won Sycamore, and Jason Fager won the $15,000 bonus for being week 1 champion. Something like that.
Yeah.
What else you got?
That's all I got. I hadn't seen anything about Sycamore yet, so I didn't know what happened there.
You taught me that. You can go, I guess, on Dirt Vision. Can you watch the replays?
I'm not. You can watch it on Dirt Vision. You can watch the replays, but you're the social media guy. All I do is punch in Summer Nationals highlights, and something comes up.
You know what's funny about this, Charlie? Kenny was the one that taught me early. Kenny had Dirt Vision years before I did, and he gave me his password, and I've lost it since then. But all right, Kenny, this is the part of the show before we tell the jokes. Okay, where are you going now?
Driving down the road and still going in circles. 3 more days. We travel a day. Don't have far to go. 4 or 5 hours, and then 3 more days in riding around and doing play days.
Yeah. Okay. Charlie, you're the man of the hour.
Uh-oh.
What do you got for jokes?
All right. First of all, the merch, Herm Schrader merch. You got to go to shop.dirtymomedia.com to check out all of the shirts, hats, hoodies, and all that. All right. We went for Father's Day jokes. So if these are bad, though, dad jokes are supposed to be corny. Okay. So that's my excuse here. Yeah. All right. Here we go. What do you call a person who is not a dad who makes dad jokes? What do you call a person who is not a dad who makes dad jokes?
I don't know.
A faux pas.
A faux pas? God, that's close to really bad.
All right. I started with that one for a reason.
I'm lost.
What's that?
Faux is like fake fur.
Like a faux pas.
That takes a lot of brains.
A paw. Okay. How does Darth Vader like his toast cooked on Father's Day? How does Darth Vader like his toast cooked on Father's Day? You guys Star Wars fans?
No.
On the dark side. On the dark side.
Okay.
All right.
Yeah.
Here we go. What's a groundbreaking Father's Day gift to give your dad? What is a groundbreaking Father's Day gift to give your dad?
A shovel.
Yes.
No way.
Yes, you got it. All right. You might have saved the segment just by getting that one. All right.
Funny.
I think you guys can get this one too. I think you can get this one. Last one. Why was Dad staring at the orange juice at Father's Day brunch? Why was Dad staring at the orange juice at Father's Day brunch? Anybody?
No.
Because it said concentrate.
That's the
Not
second
bad.
best one.
Not
Kenny,
bad.
Kenny's joke halfway through, 3/4 way through the show was the best. Kenny, can you repeat that joke again? That was so good.
If you get hurt playing hide and seek, where do you have to go?
I don't know.
The ICU.
Okay.
So
Can I give you, this is more of a visual joke, but there's this auto shop that has jokes on Big Bend Road in St. Louis, and they're usually pretty funny. The recent one was they had all these words in a different language, which I didn't know what it meant, and then it said that's your check engine light with CZECH because it was in Czechoslovakia.
Czechoslovakia, yeah.
Or Czech language, whatever.
Yeah.
Pretty good. You have to see it.
Sometimes when you go by those churches, they have somebody in the church that has something every. Yeah. Good stuff. Well, okay. Kenny, I know what you're doing. I am waiting to see what the weather's going to be like Wednesday. I'm going to go to Quincy on Wednesday.
Okay.
Quincy, Illinois. And I'm going to go ahead and stay in Quincy after the race because just 56 miles up the road to Donaldson, Lee County Speedway. I thought, well, how can I come back home if, so that would be the race on Thursday and then Friday and Saturday. Man, that's nice. 2-day show here, separate days here at Peevely. And then I'll see if I got any energy, and I might go to Lincoln on Sunday, but I'm not sure. We'll see. And I got a little bit of help. Roy's going to go with me, which makes it nice.
Roy Clark.
Roy Clark. Roy Clark. Yep. Roy's a big help. He's a big help to me. All right, everybody. We want to thank our sponsor, Fox Factory Vehicles, for bringing everyone's today's episode of Herm and Schrader. We are thankful for their continued partnership with myself and Dirty Mo Media. Fox Factory Vehicles delivers the thrill. Build and price your dream ride today at foxfactoryvehicles.com. Fox Factory Vehicles, where performance meets precision. Kenny Schrader, have a good rest of your week.
All right, guys. I'm going to miss you next week.
Ooh, I'm going to miss you too. I love you, buddy. I'll be paying attention.
Okay.
Keep posting all right, keep posting so we can see what you're up to.
All right, bye.
All right, everybody. Until the next Herm Schrader show, we'll see y'all next time. Goodbye.
Bye.
See ya.